You're really channeling something that is very, very present in a lot of people, and I guess in your particular archetype and a lot of guys, you know. Like, again, I'm gonna see if there's more dicks in the room now, but like, who here of the men that are here recognize at least a big percentage of what he shared, operational in your own life or past? Well, I guess there aren't that many men in this room to begin with. So it makes sense. Maybe you guys were honest. Yeah. Also, I mean, there is different ways, right? One thing I also wanted to share with you is that, so it's a balance. It's not outside yourself, and at the same time, also be mindful of where you might be preventing new energy flowing into your life, you know, in the form of an expanded relationship or another relationship or an open relationship or an experiment or whatever it might be that feels true for you. Some of these scenarios, they're just seeking and they're just chemicals firing off, but some of them might actually be, there might actually be something there to be exchanged. Doesn't have to be sexual, but could be. Doesn't have to be. Yeah. So to not give yourself permission at all to feel like a dick for even feeling that transmission happen is also not the proper way. You need to really open up and forgive yourself for having these experiences, these feelings, right? And understand that there is, you know, we're all carrying different frequencies and codes, and we can all help each other and heal each other so much more if we weren't so uptight about relationships. Doesn't mean you have to let your partner, or, you know, you don't have to have the agreement that you can sleep with everyone, but it's about being more open and trusting of one another, that there are connections outside of your relationship that have true benefit for the world and for each other and even for your relationship. If she feels true resonance with spending some time with someone where some healing wants to happen, then that would only serve our relationship. It would only serve our connection. Whereas if I cut that off for her and it's authentic for her, then I am left with a partial version of myself rather than a whole version. So we need to expand those ideas. I know it's difficult because of how intimate this is interwoven with our sense of being the body, being separate, being limited. You know, but there's definitely a great need in relationships worldwide to be more open. Again, even if it's not sexual. The majority of transmissions that want to happen between people can occur non-sexually. It is just that, you know, we are kind of confused, and so we tend to confuse that with sexual energy. Well, it is sexual energy, but we're confusing that with that it needs to happen physically, when in most cases it doesn't have to. But then again, from a more absolute perspective, even if it does happen physically, there's nothing not innocent about that. It is just because of our agreements. It's just because of the way that we've perverted it. And so then we lock up our lower chakra, so to speak, and we start to feel bad about ourselves, and we start to be repulsed, but maybe it's not an authentic repulsion. Maybe it is an inauthentic repulsion. Maybe there is something there for you to explore. I just want to offer that too, that you shouldn't just block it off, because in society's point of view, it might seem like you're just needy, or you're just externalizing your truth, or you're just trying to make up for not feeling loved. Yes, there probably is some of that. Obviously, there is some of that exploration happening. But it doesn't mean that in an encounter with another woman, that healing could not occur. That there is something authentic there. It's not that we have to all do it by ourselves inside of our heads, you know. We don't all have to figure it out that way. Sometimes to be in embrace, to be in connection, to be in exchange, to be in transmission, to have different auric fields intertwine and connect and exchange codes, and then separate again most of the time to be back with your partner, or whatever the one is that is compatible with you long term, is very helpful and needed. So leave that open, you know.
That's what I tell her. Like, I don't need sex, or I don't need to kiss, just to connect with somebody and feel like it's getting So
Yeah,
I tell her, like, she asked, oh, and did you hug? And I said, yeah. Oh, how many? I said, like, maybe 4 or 5. And then I say, like, yeah, it's maybe 4, 5, 6 breathes, but it's quite a long time. But it feels like it's healing parts of me. And but sometimes you see somebody standing, like, and it's more like, how do you say it? You said earlier, you said like a family. It's more like a family thing. It's not it's with sexual energy, maybe. Or with energy, but it's not a sexual thing, like, in this moment. Like.
Well, beautiful. Yeah, just see if you can extend, maybe you already have, but can you extend that conversation to your partner?
Yeah, of course. Because I'm working here, every time I see her, things are changing there. It's in the same, not the same process, but like it's
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
So she's open to it?
Yeah, of course. Not of course, but yeah, she's open to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that, of course.
No, like, it's quite
around the world, but that's beautiful because that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, for you, in terms of healing and completing and transforming this chunk of humanity, it's beautiful and crucial that your partner is supportive of that process in you. You know, and as long as it's done with integrity and purity of intent, then anything should be up for discussion, really. Otherwise, it's not a relationship; it's a prison. So, great job, awesome. Thank you. Good luck. Enjoy.